Hey guys, it's Justine here from I Should Read That, and this is the start of my latest reading vlog. So today is Monday, and I am looking quite fabulous in my sweatiness and my I'm a laser pew 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 shirt because I've just come back from the gym because a couple weeks ago I made the incredibly stupid decision to run a half marathon with my sister and Scottish fiance. Sister is in significantly better shape than I am. Scottish fiance ran a half marathon with her in October, and as they were starting to train, I actually slipped and fell and really badly hurt my ankle. I was out of the game for like 3 months, so I didn't get to do it with them. So I was feeling kind of left out. So now that they've decided they're going to do another one, it's the Hackney Half Marathon, I have to actually go from my only form of exercise is lifting a book up to my face to running this thing. So that should be really interesting. I hope I don't die. But this week, in terms of reading, I am still working on The Toy Makers. So I have so many blog tour commitments in February that it's slightly ridiculous, but this is going to be on the 11th, so I have to have it read by then. I'm only 25 pages in. I didn't have a chance to read much yesterday, but I'm really liking it so far, and I am going to power through for the rest of this week. So I have been getting a little bit more into audiobooks lately, which has been really nice. It's made my reading a lot more productive. And because I enjoyed Carl Sagan's Cosmos so much, I decided to not go with science, but to go with science fiction this time. So I picked up The Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a book that I've been meaning to read for ages and ages, and it's been sitting on my shelf for like 2 years, and I've just never gotten to it. It's supposed to be absolutely incredible. Like, if you like world building, he literally creates an entire civilization. It's supposed to be just astonishing. If you don't like spiders, this is not a book for you, but I'm really enjoying the audiobook so far. It's a female narrator and she's really, really fantastic. I'm only like an hour in. I've been dipping in and out all day, but I only just started today. So my Audible subscription actually renewed today, and so I ended up picking up The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith. J.K. Rowling. We all know it's J.K. Rowling. So I was actually recommended this book by author's sister, who is very, very smart in the ways of things like audiobooks. I am very new to audiobooks, so I wanted something with a really good narrator, and I wanted something that would be sort of easy to follow, and she suggested this one. So I've read The Cuckoo's Calling, and I liked it. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it well enough. I didn't think it was spectacular. But I know that this one, it has a really fun story. It's supposed to be great narration, and it has crazy publishers in it, and I am a crazy publisher, so I thought that that would be a really, really fun place to start. So I'm going to finish Children of Time in terms of audiobooks, and then I'll get to The Silkworm, so you'll hear about that later on. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of reading done, maybe just hanging out a bit. We've been watching The Good Place season 2, which I've been really enjoying. I don't watch much TV, but I really enjoy that show a lot. So it's gonna be a quiet night, maybe get some reading done, but we'll see. I'll check in with you tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Thursday. So I did not vlog for most of this week. It's just been kind of crazy. It's been kind of crazy. I can't even begin to explain. It's just been work stuff and personal life stuff, and all of these things are coming together, and when I get home, I don't really want to set this whole thing up and start vlogging and have to actually speak. I would rather just curl up on the sofa and probably fall asleep. But it is Thursday, it's only been a couple of days, so we're gonna catch up a little bit here. So first things first, I totally forgot that I bought 2 new books while I was in London from the W.H. Smith and Marylebone Station. They had a buy one get one half price sale, so I couldn't really resist. One of these books I have been wanting to read for a very long time, but it's really tiny, so I couldn't quite justify the full price. And the other one is a book that has a Netflix show that's based on it now that I watched. First things first, I got Women in Power by Mary Beard. This is a tiny, tiny little book, and I couldn't quite justify it. How much is this? I think it's like $7.99. Yeah, this is $7.99, and I was like, I can't spend that much money on something that's this big. If you don't know about this book, Mary Beard is a classicist. She wrote the massive, is it SQPR History of Rome a few years ago. It's in paperback now, so it's slightly less massive and slightly less daunting. But this is basically her look at how women have been treated from the past to today. It talks about her personal experiences with misogyny and whatnot, and it's supposed to be really, really amazing and empowering, and I'm really looking forward to this. So the other book that I got, which was also buy one get one half price, which let me justify getting the Mary Beard book, is Mindhunters. This is inside the FBI Elite Serial Crime Unit. So this is a true crime book. This is not a novel. And the title might sound familiar because Mindhunter is currently a Netflix show, which I've watched and I had mixed feelings on because I really liked sort of the serial killer bits and the bits where they were sort of coming up with all this terminology that we know about today, like spree killer or serial killer or organized versus disorganized. All of that stuff came from this period in the FBI's history. I didn't like the things that were going on in their personal lives where they kind of got off topic. So I figure that the true crime book is going to be perfect for me. I've read very little true crime, although I have a big interest in true crime. I just never really got into the books. I've only ever read one true crime book, and that is Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, which I really enjoyed, but I don't think that really has the feel of a real true crime book because it also talks about Savannah. It's almost like a travel book and all of that. I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be really good, and I think that this is going to go really quickly. It apparently reads like a novel, so I'm really excited. I've still been working on the toy makers. I'm making kind of slow progress. I think I'm like 104 pages in right now, and it is good. It is a good book, but it's a very Christmassy book, and it's January. This is completely my fault because I've had this proof for months, but I haven't read it until now. So it's a little bit slow going, but I am going to try to power through some of this tonight. I'm also working on the audiobook for Children of Time. I'm about 4 hours in now, I think, and it's really good, but it's really funny that a book about sort of human species versus sort of almost alien but very familiar species. I am definitely more interested in the alien species than the humans. One of the things that sci-fi does really well that I love is sort of examines humanity and sort of modern issues but through the sci-fi scope. But I'm really loving the spiders. Like, if you didn't know, this book is basically humans tried to terraform this planet, it goes terribly wrong, and instead this species of spiders sort of begins to evolve. Humanity comes back to this planet thousands of years later, and I'm at that part right now, and I'm imagining things aren't going to go really well. I'm really interested in what's going on the surface of the planet with these spiders. It's so fascinating, and if you love world building, he literally goes over thousands of years of evolving a species, and it's absolutely incredible. Because I have no willpower. No willpower. This book has been staring at me. I've been wanting to read it for years. I've been wanting to read it ever since I thought it was just going to be a standalone because only the first book had just come out, and I think now it's a series of like 4 books. So I bought this while I was in our post-Christmas bookshop madness, and it's been staring at me ever since. So I picked up The Diviners by Libba Bray, and I am 20 pages in and I'm loving it. So big incentive for me to finish up the toy makers and wrap that up so that I can dive full force into this because it's so good and it's so amazing. I have a lot of stuff to tell you about today. So I also got my Papergang box. If you don't know, Papergang is a UK-based stationery subscription box. It's a cheap thrill. It's about £10 a month plus like a pound or two for shipping. I love Papergang. I've been getting this since April of last year. I've only ever been kind of disappointed once. Just once. Which is amazing. So I love stationery. I am obsessed. So I'm going to open this for you guys. So everything comes wrapped up really nicely like this. I don't know what's in here, but usually you get like, I've got notebooks, pencils, pens, I've got post-it notes, I got one of those big like desk pads, which is really helpful. I've gotten a planner, I got washi tape once, like they send you everything. It's really, really cool. So let's see. There's something big in here. What is it? Ooh, oh yes, look. Okay, so when I said desk pad, so this is one of the items, so it's got dinosaurs on it. So this is for your week, your to-do list, doodles, and notes. This is very similar to the one that I have on my desk at work, but it's a very different pattern. They work off of a theme every month. We've also got 4 sheets of stickers. Look, they're dinosaurs and pink flamingos and little cars. This is super cute. I'm originally from Los Angeles. I'm from a desert area, and so this is making me very happy. Ooh, we've also got themed washi tape, which I don't know if that's actually focusing or not, but I never really got washi tape until I started a bullet journal, and so this is gonna be really cute. This is gonna look really good in my journal. So the last thing is a pencil. I love their pencils. I just love pencils in general. I got Sophia here trying to jump inside of the box. It's on my lap. I love pencils. I think they're really fun and they're cute. And this one says road trip plans, which is really adorable. Oh, and last thing is this really cute like retro car pin. So this was all for like £11 with shipping, which is kind of amazing. And sometimes they'll do things where they'll pair up with charities. Come on, stop that. My favorite one that they did was, I've got cats swarming because I have a cardboard box. Do you want the box on the floor? Okay. Go on. No, here you go. There we are. One of the things that they do is that they pair up with charities, which is really nice. One of my favorite boxes that I've gotten so far was the December 2017 box where they paired up with the Battersea Animal Shelter, and it was so cute. It was filled with like little dogs and cats. It was so adorable. So this is like Palm Springs themed, and it's really, really cute. I'm really happy with this box. I feel like you get a lot for your money with this box, which is one of the reasons that I've been subscribing for so long. If you're interested in Papergang at all, then I will leave a link below. All right, enough messing around. I need to go read. Look at her. Look at her. She's just sitting in the box. It's not even like a proper box. It's so shallow, but she's sitting in it anyway. Sophia's eyeing her. She wants this box for herself. There's gonna be a fight later. Saturday. So I meant to vlog yesterday while I was traveling to London and while I was at the Alwyn Hamilton event, but that just didn't happen, which is not terribly surprising. But I had a really, really amazing time. I was there for the most part by myself because my sister got held up at work, but the talk was really great. It was Alwyn Hamilton talking to Samantha Shannon, who wrote The Bone Season. I think the two of them are really good friends, and it was a really nice talk. It was really fun. Part of the reason why going to this event, especially having to travel all the way from where I am, was because we got a copy of the book, I think it's a week early. I think this is out in early February. So I'm really, really excited to read this. I've talked about it here many times before, but just in case you didn't know, Rebel of the Sands was the book that got me into the young adult genre. I had been reading fantasy, adult fantasy for years and years and years and years, pretty much my entire life, and there's just, it's getting better now, but there's just this huge lack of women in sort of the adult fantasy genre. So I ended up pulling Rebel of the Sands off the shelf because it had a really nice cover, but also it was a female author in a non-European setting, and I loved it, and that's kind of what started me on this path, and it's one of the reasons why I started blogging in the first place. So I owe a lot to these books. I was a little bit cheeky, and I actually brought all 3 of my volumes with me, and she actually signed all of them, which was really, really, really nice, and she's a lovely person. If you ever get to meet her, don't be shy like I've been the past several times I've met her, and just chat with her, because she's lovely and she's very, very nice. So another reason why I wanted to go is because I am a sucker for goodie bags and tote bags. Eek! So you got a tote bag for the book, and inside is, this is like a book of short stories about sort of the characters, some of their backstories, things like that, and this is something that I'm really interested in because there are a couple of people who I want to know more about. I also got these lovely postcards, very shiny, for each book, and some pins. So there's one for Traitor to the Throne, which is the second book, and I have two for Hero at the Fall. And most exciting is a t-shirt! Hey, I've never gotten a t-shirt from a book event before. So this is really cool. I've actually already worn it. It's actually quite nice. It's really nice and soft. And it actually fits, which never happens when you have like free t-shirts from places. So this is all really, really nice. I'm so happy I went. I got back so late. So late. I missed my train by 4 minutes, so I had to take the 12:10 train back to Oxford, and we got stalled, and it took forever to get home, and it was so cold, and I got home just before 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm a little bit tired today. Just to give you an update on my reading, the book that you may or may not know that I have been reading for the past like 2 or 3 weeks because it's been going really slowly, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, is done. I finished it on my long train ride yesterday. I really enjoyed this. It's a tiny book, and I was kind of deceived into thinking it would take me a very short time to read it, and instead I've been reading it very slowly over the past couple of weeks. I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars because I liked it a lot, but for whatever reason just didn't have that 5-star quality. But I did really enjoy it, and if you're interested in this kind of subject matter and you are an amateur like me, then I would highly recommend it. I'm about 40% of the way through the audiobook for Children of Time, and I'm absolutely loving it. I think I've said this before, it's not a book for people who are afraid of spiders, but it is an amazing sci-fi book for anyone who's interested in world building. It's really incredible. Things are starting to get real in the place that I'm at, so I'm really excited to plug my headphones in and listen to this a little bit more. I'm still working on the Toy Makers. How far am I? I'm 134 pages in out of about 460 something, and I'm just not really feeling it. There's something about it. I think I just don't like the main character. Her name's Kathy. She's a young woman who is pregnant, and she's sort of fled her home. It's set in 1906, and she comes to work at this sort of magical toy emporium in London that's only open for Christmas. And I think that they're setting up a love triangle between the two brothers, who are the sons of the man who runs the emporium. And I'm not liking anyone, and I'm questioning a lot of decisions, I'm questioning a lot of actions. There's also some really weird descriptions of her being pregnant, in that the baby's constantly like twirling and cartwheeling, and it sounds, this is so ridiculous, it sounds like this baby's like on a motor and it's just twirling and twirling and twirling like this, which I've never been pregnant, I am not pregnant, but I'm pretty sure that's not how pregnancy works, and for some reason that's really bothering me. Unfortunately, I am committed to a blog tour post for this, so I might actually DNF this and ask the publicist if I can do an extract or something like that, because for blog tours, I like to only give very positive reviews. I don't like to do sort of 3-star and below. I have no problem writing negative reviews. I have no problem DNFing books. However, if it is something that has to do with the publicity, I like to be a little bit more positive. So maybe an extract will be better for this. Last but not least, since I am sort of moving away from the Toy Makers, I have made some more time for the Diviners, which I am loving so much. I'm not very far in, because I did decide to commit myself to finishing Astrophysics. So I'm on page 34, and I'm really loving it, although I am questioning, this doesn't bother me that much, but I am kind of questioning why her Temperance parents would send her to New York City to be, like, a good girl. You don't send party girls to New York City, like, especially not in the 20s. So that's the only thing that I'm kind of wondering about, but otherwise I am really liking it. I like the language, I like the atmosphere, I like the setting, and I'm only a few pages in, but I think that this is going to be one that I really love. In other very exciting news, I actually got my fairy loot box today. I'm not going to unbox it here, I'm going to do its own video, but this was the sort of fairy themed one, and I really don't like fairies. Like really don't like fairies, and I really don't like Sarah J. Maas. So this might not necessarily be the box for me, but I'm excited anyway. So that's it for today. I'm going to film some videos. I have browbeat Scottish fiance into coming on screen for a video with me, so that will be up after this one goes live, so keep an eye out for that. It should be fun. Otherwise, it's like 7 o'clock. I got home really late. I went to the bookshop with some friends, bought too many books, and fell asleep for like 4 hours. So I feel like the day is just kind of gone, even though it's like 7:30. So we'll see how much gets done today. I'd like to do some reading. I want to get at least 100 pages into the Diviners by tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes. Hey guys, happy Sunday. So as we begin the week, so we end it. on the floor. So just a really quick recap of the week. I have actually managed to read 2 books. One of them is a surprise, so I'll show you right now. So I've got Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I believe I talked about that yesterday, so we don't need to go into it again, but I'm really happy that I read it, and I'm really happy I finished it. Next up, so the story is, today has been a very lazy Sunday. I basically sat in bed and read all day. I woke up at about 7:30 or so and couldn't get back to sleep, so I ended up just kind of leaning over and pulling a book off of my nightstand, which is where I keep my TBR. Because The Diviners was in the living room and I didn't want to get up, I just started a new book out of sheer laziness. So that was The One by Kira Cass. This is the last book in the selection series. I actually started it and finished it today. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, which is what I gave the rest of them. They're not exactly great books, but they're really fun books, and I'm really glad that I finished the series. And last of all, I made some progress on The Diviners last night. I'm about 80 pages in now. I was hoping to get to 100 pages yesterday, but I ended up just getting sleepy and going to bed instead of pushing through those last 20 pages. I'm not hugely bothered by this because we have a long train journey coming up on Wednesday, and I'm planning on bringing this book with me anyway, so not hugely fussed. So this week is actually going to be a really busy week. I'm off of work from Tuesday until the following Wednesday. We are going to do some things on Tuesday, and then we are going to go up to Edinburgh on Wednesday to look at wedding venues. So I'm currently planning out the books I'm going to read. I don't know what those will be, but it should be a really good trip. It's a 5-hour train ride from London to Edinburgh, but it's going to be really great. I'm really looking forward to it. So that is it for this week's reading vlog. I hope that this was an interesting one. Honestly, I can't remember if it's gonna be exciting or not. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not gonna do a reading vlog for next week because I'm gonna be away, but I am hoping to maybe vlog while I'm in Edinburgh, but that doesn't always work out when I think I'm gonna do something for an event, so we'll see. But regardless, if you like this reading vlog, I have done others in the past. I plan to continue them when we get back. We've got some exciting changes coming up here soon, which I'll be able to talk about soon, but things are gonna be very exciting in the I Should Read That household, so stay tuned, subscribe if you like, and I'll see you next week.